Hello everyone, welcome to Ujjwal's Academy for Civils. Today in this video we are going to discuss some MCQ questions based on art and culture and which are taken from the NCERT, that is Introduction to Indian Art 11th class. So let's start with today's video. I am Ujjwal Singh and this is my email ID ujjwal.meri@gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram ID is mariner_Ujjwal. Okay, so let's start with today's first question. Which of the following statements is correct regarding बोधिसत्व? बोधिसत्व के संदर्भ में कौन से स्टेटमेंट्स करेक्ट है? ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज इन बुद्धिज्म बोधिसत्व refers to the previous births of Gautam Buddha. Second statement is it is associated with the Mahayana school of Buddhism. Third statement, the bodhisattvas have delayed their liberation to help others. So first we will analyze what is the concept of bodhisattva, then we will see these statements. Okay, bodhisattvas are related to Mahayana school of Buddhism. This statement is correct. We all know that Buddhism has two major school, okay, Mahayana and Hinayan, and second is Mahayana. Okay, so the concept of bodhisattva is related to the Mahayana school of Buddhism. So this statement is correct. And when this split of Buddhism occurred between Hinayan and Mahayana during fourth Buddhist Council. Okay, this is very important for prelims point of view. During fourth and final Buddhist Council, the split of Buddhism occurred between two schools, Hinayan and Mahayana. Okay, so the concept of bodhisattva is related to the school of Mahayana. Okay, third statement says the bodhisattvas have delayed their liberation to help others. We all know that in Indian philosophy, actually various paths of liberation are given. Okay, so in Buddhism, the teachings of Lord Buddha and the knowledge gained thereafter is being witnessed as a sure short path for liberation. Okay, so the bodhisattvas are those individuals in Buddhism, in Mahayana Buddhism, those individuals who have gained the proper knowledge to get liberation from the life, but they have not themselves got liberated. Rather, they have postponed their liberation to help others to gain the right knowledge and guide them to the path of liberation. So third statement is also correct. बोधिसत्व ऐसे लोग होते हैं जिन्होंने अपने लिबरेशन को पोस्टपोन कर दिया है, आगे कर दिया है, डिले कर दिया है, ताकि वैसे लोगों को हेल्प कर सके जिनको राइट नॉलेज अभी नहीं है. ठीक है, तो उनको ज्ञान दे करके और उनको लिबरेशन के पाथ पर लाएं. तो ये थर्ड स्टेटमेंट इज करेक्ट. एंड द फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इन बुद्धिज्म बोधिसत्व रेफर्स टू द प्रीवियस बर्थ्स ऑफ गौतम बुद्ध. गौतम बुद्ध के जो पहले के जन्म के जो रेफरेंस है उनको भी बोधिसत्व बोलते हैं. तो ये भी करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट है. क्यों? क्योंकि जातका स्टोरीज जो है बुद्धिज्म में, इफ़ वी रीड दीज स्टोरीज, here various characters are being designated as bodhisattvas, and they also have the characters of previous births of Gautam Buddha and also the future reference of Buddha, like Maitreya is the future Buddha who is yet to take birth on this earth. Okay, so these are the important points regarding bodhisattva. So all these three statements are correct, so our answer will be D, 1, 2 and 3. Next question. What does the term Chaitya mean in the context of ancient architecture? This is a very important word regarding ancient architecture, and let's see the options. It is a place of worship. It indicates a sculpture of Gautam Buddha. It is the entrance of stupas, and none of the above. So let me show you some slides regarding Chaityas and Viharas. These are associated with Buddhist architecture. Okay, बुद्धिज्म से रिलेटेड है ये चैत्यास एंड विहाराज. बुद्धिज्म में वी ऑल नो दैट मॉन्क्स आर देयर. ओके, बुद्धिस्ट मॉन्क्स जो होते हैं तो वो प्रेयर्स करते हैं अपने जिस हॉल में, उनको चैत्यास बोला जाता है. और वो लोग जहाँ पे रहते हैं उनका जो घर, जो आवास जो होता है, उसको विहाराज बोलते हैं. ओके, इसी विहाराज के नाम से हमारा बिहार जो स्टेट का जो नाम आया है, इट हैज़ the name of Bihar has come from this viharas only. Okay, you can see how this viharas 3-story building type of construction has been done in the mountains. Okay, you can also see how delicately this particular pillar, and the roof has been built, has been cut out of a mountain. And this is also a hall which has been used for used as a halls of worship. यहाँ पे पूजा करते हैं बुद्धिस्ट monks. Okay, so this chaitya and viharas, these two indicate very significant part of Buddhist architecture, and this is very important. Okay, so let's go back to the question. What does the term chaitya mean in the context of ancient architecture? So surely our answer will be A. It is a place of worship, and it is related to Buddhist architecture. Okay, so let's move to the next question, third question. What does the term Mahaparinirvan signify in the context of Buddhism? बुद्धिज़्म में महापरिनिर्वाण जो वर्ड है इसका क्या मतलब होता है, ये इस क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया है. वी हैव 4 ऑप्शंस. स्टेटमेंट ए फेस्टिवल वेयर मॉन्क्स सेलिब्रेट, एक ऐसा त्यौहार जहाँ पे मॉन्क्स जो हैं वो उस त्यौहार को मनाते हैं. दूसरा स्टेटमेंट इज इट इंडिकेट्स डेथ ऑफ लॉर्ड बुद्धा. महापरिनिर्वाण का मतलब होता है बुद्धा का जो मृत्यु हुआ है उसको इससे बताया जाता है. थर्ड स्टेटमेंट मूरल पेंटिंग्स डन बाय मॉन्क्स. मूरल पेंटिंग्स क्या होते हैं, किसी दीवार पे कुछ पेंटिंग करना, इट इज़ कॉल्ड एज मूरल पेंटिंग. मूरल्स उसी को बोलते हैं. ओके, मूरल्स. वॉल पेंटिंग को भी इसको वॉल पेंटिंग भी बोल सकते हैं, वॉल पेंटिंग्स. ठीक है. एंड डी ऑप्शन इट इंडिकेट्स द फर्स्ट सरमन ऑफ बुद्धा. तो बुद्ध ने जो पहली बार जहाँ पे ज्ञान दिया था वो इसका मतलब महापरिनिर्वाण होता है, ऐसा ये ऑप्शन बोल रहा है. बट द राइट आंसर इज it indicates the death of Lord Buddha. Okay, so see this is a very important concept in the Buddhism, और ये आपसे प्रीलिम्स में यूपीएससी टर्म्स के ऊपर पूछ सकती है सवाल, बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो बुद्धा का जो डेथ हुआ था, बुद्धा की जो मृत्यु हुई थी कुशीनगर में जो उत्तर प्रदेश में है, तो उसी को इवेंट को हम लोग बुद्धिज़्म में महापरिनिर्वाण बोलते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द करेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. एंड ये जो स्टेटमेंट है इट इंडिकेट्स द फर्स्ट सरमन ऑफ बुद्धा. बुद्ध ने जो पहली बार जो ज्ञान दिया था उसको धर्म चक्र परिवर्तन बोलते हैं. धर्म चक्र परिवर्तन. वाई इट इज कॉल्ड एज धर्म चक्र? बिकॉज बुद्धाज टीचिंग्स आर इंटरलिंक्ड विथ 12 लिंक्स. ओके, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so these 12 links indicate the past, present and future life. Okay, so this is the dharma chakra. So this was the teachings of Lord Buddha, and the place he has given the first sermon is the incident, that particular moment is called as dharma chakra parivartan. So you have to keep it in mind, this concept also. Let's move to next question. Which of the following features are prominently associated with the architecture of a stupa? We all know that stupa is a part of Buddhist architecture. Okay, it is unique to Buddhism. The stupa is not seen in temple architecture. A stupa is not seen in Jainism. It is significantly associated with Buddhism. And a stupa, why? What was the purpose of making a stupa? So a stupa has a very cultural relevance in the context of Buddhism, because the Buddhist ऐसा माना जाता है जो लॉर्ड बुद्धा के जो पार्ट्स थे, उनके जो डेली यूज़ के जो सामान थे उसको स्तूपा के बेस में रख करके और उसके ऊपर कंस्ट्रक्शन किया गया है. तो बिलोंगिंग्स ऑफ बुद्धाज हैव बीन पुट इनटू स्तूपा. सो इट इज़ वेरी हाईली sacred place for Buddhist monks. Okay, so the question is, which of the following features are prominently associated with the architecture of a stupa? The first is Harmika, second is Anda, third is Torana, and fourth is Sikhar. Okay, so out of these 4, this particular Sikhar is not associated with Buddhism, and it is not associated with the construction of a stupa. Rather, Sikhar is associated with temple architecture. Temple architecture. Okay, in India, temple architecture has been divided into broadly 3 types. Okay, first one is Nagara style, second is Vesara style, third is Dravida style. Okay, Dravida style. If I make a map of India, okay, if I make a map of India, you should also practice making maps because it will be very useful for your mains answer writing. Okay, so the temples all over this particular mainland of northern India is called as Nagara style of temple architecture. Okay, the temples of South India, this particular Tamil Nadu, okay, this Kerala region, and few of the Karnataka region, this is called as Dravida style of architecture. Okay, and in this region, in this particular region, mainly Karnataka region, there is a third type called as Vesara style, and this Vesara style has the influence of both Nagara and Dravida. Okay, so this particular temple architecture has the broad classification into three: Nagar, Vesar and Dravid. Okay, so this Sikhar is related to temple architecture, and that to Nagara style of architecture. Okay, northern India. Okay, so this is incorrect, and Harmika, Anda and Torana, all three are the prominent features of a stupa. So our answer will be 1, 2 and 3, that is C. We can see one stupa, that is Sanchi stupa, which is located in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and the various names which have been given to the parts of stupas are mentioned here. You can see this round part, it is called as Anda. Okay, this rectangular box like a structure, this is called as Harmika. You should remember all these names. Okay, this is called as Chhatri, which is at the topmost part, this Chhatri. This is Harmika. This whole spherical part is called as Anda. You can see this beautiful gate, this gate like structure, this is called as Torana. It is very important because you can see various engravings are there. You can see various characters have been engraved on this Torana, which are taken from Jataka stories of Buddhism. Okay, now you can see this path which is visible from top, this particular path. Okay, this is called as Pradakshina path. Okay, since this stupa is of two tier, one you can see at the first one at the top and second at the bottom. Okay, so this is the most important aspect of Buddhist architecture, and UPSC asks various questions regarding Buddhist architecture in mains examination. They can also give the names of these particular things, and they may ask in this question that which of the following features are related with a stupa. So you have to remember these names. Okay, so move to next question. Which of the following are the subdivisions of Nagara style of architecture based on the design of the Sikhar? Just now we have discussed the Sikhar is related to the Nagara style of architecture, but in Nagara we also have various designs of Sikhar. For instance, this I can make a very simple temple, like you can see this is the temple. So this is Sikhar. Okay, but the design of Sikhar is has been very variable across various states of the India. Okay, so all these three are the different designs of the Sikhar: Rekha Prasad, Famsana, Vallabhi. Like I can make a rough diagram of Rekha Prasad. If our Sikhar is like vertically moving like this, it is called as Rekha Prasad. In Famsana, this type of arrangement is made. Okay, layer by layer. So you can see how a stair type of Sikhar moves. Okay, so this is Famsana style of Famsana design of Sikhar. And third is Vallabhi. Vallabhi is like something I can draw a three-dimensional figure, like suppose this is a temple, and if this is the entrance, so you can see this curvilinear type of Sikhar. Okay, so this is the Vallabhi type of architecture. So these three are the prominent design of Sikhar, and it is a subdivision of Nagara style. So 1, 2, 3 all are correct. Move to next question. The term Panchayatan is often associated with, see the options: 5 schools of Gupta period, 5 scholars of Gupta period, Style of temple architecture, the early form of village panchayats. D, none of the above. If someone has not read about panchayatan, then there is a very high chance that he may mark village panchayat as the correct option, because panchayatan and panchayats look similar in terms, but this will be a blunder in the examination, and you will fall trap to the UPSC's type of style of asking question. So C is incorrect. Okay, पंचायतन इज बेसिकली अ स्टाइल ऑफ टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर. ये जो पंचायतन है ये टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर के कॉन्सेप्ट से रिलेटेड है. पंचायतन मतलब क्या होता है, 5 ओके 5 टेम्पल्स साथ में जो डिज़ाइन होता है, जैसे एक सेंटर में टेम्पल जो मेन टेम्पल होता है, और एंड एट द 4 कॉर्नर्स वी हैव 4 सब टेम्पल्स. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ डिज़ाइन इज कॉल्ड एज panchayatan design, and it is a style of temple architecture. Let me show you the temple. For example, you can see this is the main temple having the highest shikhar, okay, and this is the subsidiary temple 1, 2 and 2 at the back corners. So this has total 5 temples, 5 shikhars. So this is the panchayatan style of architecture, okay, and it is seen in the Nagara style of architecture. So going to next question, what does the term gopuram mean in the context of temple architecture? टेम्पल आर्किटेक्चर कॉन्सेप्ट में गोपुरम क्या होते हैं? सो लेट्स सी द ऑप्शंस. द फर्स्ट इज द स्टोरीड स्ट्रक्चर ओवर द एंट्रेंस ऑफ ए टेम्पल, द प्लेस वेयर मेन deity is placed, it is the top of the शिखर, it is the central hall where devotees sit for meditation. Let me first illustrate you the gopuram, then you will see the correct answer. Gopuram is related to the Dravida style of architecture prevalent in South India. Here is the view of the great Meenakshi temple, which is in Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Okay, you can see this whole complex of the temple, this Meenakshi temple, and you can see these high rises 1, 2, 3, 4. Then these are rises. Okay, these are called as gopurams, and gopurams are at the entrance of the temple. Like you can see, this is the whole complex of temple, and from 4 directions you can enter to this temple complex through this gopuram. This is the entrance, like you can see here, this is the entrance. Okay, see how majestically this gopuram has been designed, and the paintings and the very colorful designs have been put on this gopuram. The reason for making this gopurams very majestic and giving them so much of height is the reason is that these temples have to be found out from various long distances, and we all know that in ancient India, the temples have a very significant role in the culture. So this kind of architecture develops so that it can draw the attention of people from very long distance, and they can find it easily to reach to that temple. Okay, so moving to the question, that is what does the term gopuram mean? So it is the storied structure over the entrance of a temple, and that to South India. Okay, South Indian temples, and that is called as Dravida style of architecture. Okay, these are also related to temples, but they are designated with some other terms, like the place where main deity is placed. मतलब मंदिर का वो पार्ट जहाँ पे उसके जो सबसे प्रमुख देवता हैं उसको बोलते हैं गर्भगृह, गर्भगृह, sanctorium. Okay, sanctorium. This is the word used for representing the place where main deity is placed. Okay, fourth is it is the central hall where devotees sit for meditation. This is called as mandap. Like if I make a diagram of a temple, like if I make a diagram of the temple, you can see that this particular entrance, you come to this temple through this entrance. So this particular space, this is called as mandapa. Okay, so this is the central hall where devotees sit for meditation. If you अगर आप किसी मंदिर जाते हैं तो आप वहाँ पे बैठ करके थोड़ी देर आराधना करते हैं, तो वही उसी को मंडप बोलते हैं. ठीक है, ये गोपुरम हो गया. ओके, so basically these were the few MCQs which I have taken from NCERT, and I thought these are very important. Okay, so I will be making more MCQ based questions, and I hope you have a very good time watching this video, and you have learned a very good lesson out of it. So Thank you for watching and do subscribe to my channel. Okay, do subscribe to my channel and please do like, comment and share Ujjwal's Academy for Civils. So we will meet in some next video with some more insightful lessons. So आप लोगों का शुक्रिया वीडियो देखने के लिए, धन्यवाद।